Hello, everyone. My name is Paul. Welcome to my channel, The Raven Rolls. Tonight we have Harbinger One Shot, Harbinger Science Fantasy playtest. It's version 0.5 currently, and 0.6 is coming out very shortly. Um, we have a crew of basically a pirate ship, and they've been together for a while on this ship, just a little while, and I'll have them introduce themselves. Connor.
Hello, I'm Connor. Tonight I'm going to be playing Luna Pharaoh. She is a Moonborn exile who left after the Astra took over, just blasted her moon, and made her change a little bit so that she thought that just like taking whatever she could get her hands on was a normal way of going about life. And it eventually got out of hand that she had to go. And now she is on this crew, and she's very much. Oh, I should probably plug the channel too. Versatile Diecasters, where you can find me. Actually, there's a game going up on there tomorrow. John's going to be in it. It'll be fun.
Thank you, Connor and Steve.
Hello, everybody. Steve. I run the channel Superman versus the Dungeon. Look forward to upcoming content. Tonight, I'll be playing Taken Kathleen. He is a Voidborn Mancer who has recently found himself in the dire position of captaining a pirate ship full of female characters that is being hunted by the government. Should be fun.
Thank you, Steve. John.
Well, I'm John. I'm going to be playing Athena Kawada, and she is a slip blade with quite a few tricks, some of which that are a little bit more than what you would find in most normal Voidborn. I do play in Connor's game. He is running a great playtest of his future stuff. And as he said, my character is a bit crazy. Think Rocket and Baby Groot. So if you get a chance, I would definitely check it out.
Thank you, John and David.
I'm David, and I'm going to be playing a female character, Voidborn Mechanic Fixer. Her name is Betty Boop, and basically, she's the engineer and pilot of the group. She kind of keeps to herself most of the time, unless she's on the pilot seat. But yeah, she's been part of this group for a little while. Still a little torn on the last loss of the last captain. So, see how it goes. Oh yeah, she's also the sniper too.
Thank you, David. So normally we were supposed to be playing in Josh Rivera's was a two shot, maybe more of level 20s in the Underdark. So uh, we couldn't get everybody together to play it, so we're playing this. I'm running this instead. So you find yourselves in between jobs right now. Usually, either sell yourself to the highest bidder. You work usually. You try to skirt the law a few times, but you're sometimes still contacted for jobs despite. You try not to be seen too much, because then it doesn't promote repeat business if you're caught stealing from one of your previous clients. But you have a new ship, and not many people have seen it. You've looks just like a standard catch style freighter ship, but it's been modified to be a little more, to be a little faster, probably even faster than some of the skiffs, which are little more. Skiffs are designed more for one crew member and a very small passenger load. And your Spectre is a little more advanced than other Spectres. So you've been breaking it in. Ship is you've named it the Titan, and your Spectre you've named her Lilith. And so far you've gotten worked out, some of the kinks on the ship. Probably the two mechanists have tweaked it a bit. So I would need. So you're planning on. You've heard there's some common trade routes where you've encountered ships before, freighters and stuff uh, with cargo. So you decided to try raiding another ship. If I can get uh, Betty Boop, can you give me an astrogation a check?
And as she's doing this, I'm going to go up and bolster. So you're going to get an extra D4 to your skill check.
Okay, we'll say that the DC is far, so it's a DC 14.
Oh, I wouldn't even need that because I got a 19.
Okay, so you set a course to navigate where you're going, and yeah, so you make it there. You've been there before. It's an easy uh, location to find. You have an asteroid that you like to hide behind, and you wait for just the right ship to come by with no escort usually, or other ships in the trade route. Now, if you want to give me, let's see. Yeah, you guys power down your ship, and your Spectre. You're just on minimal power. The Spectre's using the Astra scanners to detect basically any
Ships coming in.
information. Yeah, any ships coming in. The Astra scanners detect life forms, uh, Astra, and similar stuff. So, you know what I'm going to do? Have someone give me an investigation roll with, yeah, just a straight up investigation roll.
Would that be me?
Yeah, well, whoever has the better mod, whoever's on sensors, I guess, or scanners. What's your mod on investigation, David?
2.
John? John, if you're talking, you're muted. Oh.
I'm a 6.
Anyone higher than a 6? I'm going to assume Connor's character doesn't have a high intelligence.
Nope, got a -1 modifier.
Okay. So,
And like always, I'm bolstering anything that isn't taking immediate action.
okay, go on.
So that puts me at a 22.
Now you pick up something on the edge of your range, just coming in, and it is another ship. And you detect with that high of a roll, yeah, you got maybe about 8 life forms it's detecting. Could be off by a little, but it's usually pretty accurate. Let's see. And there is obviously Astra coming from it. You got a lot of yellow Astra that's usually used for moving the ships. It has green Astra for Actually, are there? Yeah, there's. Uh, no, there's. Yeah, you're not detecting. Oh yeah, there are void barriers. So there is green Astra as well. If there is blue Astra, you're not detecting it at this range. And red Astra, currently you're not, but it could be the weapons aren't powered up.
Well, I relay the signal to everyone's heads up. Anyone who's on the deck.
Well, you guys can all be you're connected by whisper link. I would assume the two of you are in the two crew spots on the bridge. It's a good question. Where is Ton?
He's in the captain's quarters.
Okay, and where's Luna?
Luna is probably just somewhere in the ship swinging her sword around to keep herself sharp.
There's probably enough room in the cargo bay. Uh, you have some stuff in there, just usually some extra gear, maybe a workbench of some kind. Um, you probably have a dedicated med bay. It's more just one of the quarters, one of the extra quarters, since there's we'll say 6 quarters. There really isn't a captain's quarters, but you got first pick of the one that was a little nicer. But in actuality, the two crew quarters are identical, and then there's 4 passengers. So you've probably taken the other 2 passengers. One is empty, and one is a med bay. So you have one empty passenger quarters.
He took the passenger quarters that was least bloodstained.
Okay. So yeah, you're probably swinging around, just prepping for. You're in a cargo bay, that's where the airlock is. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's for the where you board other ships. So you're waiting there, Captain. You're in your quarters, and the other two are on the deck. Okay. So what do you say, Altheana? What do you say?
Athena just mainly sends a message to the captain that of what's on screen. I'm assuming there's probably a computer console in each room, and I'll have it directed to him. A copy of the feed.
Ton looks up from his desk, hearing the whisper link go off, walks over to the console at the other side of the room and pulls up the display. What do you think, Athena? You think it's a good mark?
Right now we aren't seeing any. There's not a whole lot of green, so that's probably going to mean that they've got some sort of navigation shields up. We aren't seeing any active red, and they're under power. Other than that, we can't really tell much. All I know is it's a relatively small crew, though.
Bring him in a little closer. Keep everything on hush hush, but be ready to make the jump if we think it's a good mark.
It is.
Okay.
It is a hauler size craft. Normally they have 4 crew and up to 16. They need 4 crew to operate. They have room for 16 passengers, and they can use. They have 100 tons of cargo space. So what?
Well, BB, you feeling lucky?
We can try.
That's
We
up
can
to
always
you.
we could always bug out if we need to.
All right, all hands on deck. Let's get this thing done.
All right, Lilith, give me control.
Now the the co-pilot seat where uh, Athena's in right now is also tactical, but you guys can route it to another console if you wanted to. If someone else wanted to control it.
Who's good at tactical?
Well, let's just say it's whoever has
Fine tactical.
it's. We'll say it's dex based. If everyone has void shifts, I'm guessing, right? I think by
Yeah,
now.
I do.
So it's if you have void shift proficiency and it's dex based fire, so it's basically a ranged weapon.
So it's going to be me
You can
or
route
whoever had
tactics.
the dex.
You can route tactics to me. I'll take it from here.
I'll be prepped to get on as soon as we're ready.
Yeah, Luna, you're the boarding party. When you hear that airlock breach, it's go time.
So what are
You
your common tactics? Do you just try to fly up alongside and board them, or do you try to attack them from like?
generally, Athena will do her little trick of going to the airlock and porting herself in. She has void slip, although none of you really know how she is actually managing to do this. All you know is she's done it a couple of times and she doesn't like doing it very often. But when it comes to getting us entrance, that's the easiest way because once she's in, she can hack the airlock and open it from the inside rather than blasting through.
So the way I see Athena, she has some odd tech that she doesn't let anybody touch, not even Betty, and it creates like an extra shield around her and causes her to teleport um, a short distance and probably some other stuff as well. But she never doesn't let anyone touch it. Is that
Actually, Betty has tried to look at it, but she can't make heads or tails out of it because it doesn't look to be doing anything.
yeah? If Betty ever looked at it, it doesn't make any sense. It looks like it's a bunch of lights, but you can't understand some of these boxes that you haven't been able to open on it. So there must be some advanced tech. Maybe it's some old Dominion tech that that Athena's
Uh, I bet
retrofit.
you 10 to 1 I try to sneak in a peek of that tech there.
Oh, you've tried. You asked Athena to look at it, and she hands it over. Go right ahead. Not quite sure how it works. I just know it does.
But somehow it's confused you. You haven't had little black boxes. It looks like old Dominion tech, but you have no clue how it works. But there's, like I said, a few little parts that are just you haven't been able to figure out what they do. It's unlike any other tech you've seen.
And the other thing that you guys do not understand is other people have tried to use it, and it just doesn't work. Doesn't work for them. It manages to work for me. We don't know if I just it's bioed or whatever, but
We'll look into this later.
oh, you've tried and tried and tried.
Yeah, you've probably given up at this point. So the tactic will be you want to get close enough to it that you can teleport over.
I can void slip too, and usually we'll take a look at the ship as to what kind of assault we need to do, and if we can, we'll go with the quiet route, and we'll slip in, and I'll cover her while she hacks the system to let the rest of them in. If need be, we will and can go in on a full assault advantage.
Uh, does Betty have stealth proficiency?
I do not.
But I'll figure you know how to pilot the ship well enough. I'll just give you a dex check if you want to pilot it a little stealthily. If you want to try to get up close to them,
Would that be
basically,
part of my void ship?
yeah, we'll just say it's you have proficiency. Just yeah, a dex check with proficiency like you would
I have expertise in void ships.
exactly. And if you want,
So just void ships with my expertise proficiency.
yes, basically yeah. So dex check with expertise, and if you want to so if you want to try getting up close to it without being seen, avoiding its sensors, uh, and if that doesn't, if not, you can try something else. If you just if you want to start attacking it, it's up to you. It is probably better armored than your ship because uh, it is a bigger ship.
How far out are we?
Within five, we'll say it's 500 leagues. I think was the range. Uh, yeah, it was just at the edge of 500 leagues, and you can travel 35. But we're just tactily. We're not gonna.
Well, the main reason I was asking is if I knew we were going to raid, and I know I'm going to probably have to pull over uh, Connor's character. I'm sorry, I lost all the lists of the names.
Luna.
Luna. If I'm going to have to pull over Luna, she's seen me do this trick once, and she really is kind of amazed. But I would have went ahead, and if I would have had the hour short rest to recover from it, I would have went ahead and put her and me in EVA spectral armor.
Yeah, you guys are whatever you need to be prepared.
Well, I'm just doing this because I don't want a high astrofade when we go over, and it lasts for 8 hours.
So you have 7.
Okay.
You know what? You could say that. Yeah, well, let's just say you have 7 hours left.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I just didn't want to go over with a boatload of astrofade and then not be able to do anything.
That's the fun part. You can go over.
You can, but you don't need to go over until you need to go over.
We'll be fine.
We could do it.
By the way, Connor, that adds 2 to your AC, and now you have a permanent EVA suit.
So yeah, you don't have to wear one.
She doesn't tell you it acts as an EVA suit. You just know before she insists before we go over, you're gonna have it.
Oh, so are you wearing your EVA suit? Who's wearing an EVA suit?
We probably both are, but he just doesn't realize that I've already got a secondary on him.
Yeah.
Okay, you're telling Connor that. You don't tell Luna that.
Oh, Luna
Luna's
knows that
in
it
her
has
full
AC,
EVA.
but she doesn't know it's airtight.
Luna's just gonna be in her full EVA suit. She doesn't know how this works.
And so is... It's just icing on the cake in case we need it.
So are we going slow and steady and stealthing in, or what are we doing? Full speed?
If everyone's in EVA, we could actually even make us look like a derelict. Because they would be checking for heat readings more than oxygen. If we were in EVA suits, we wouldn't need internal heat.
It's a heavy freighter. They're not checking for anything except incoming bogies. So I say we let them get closer and to the point where they pass by us, and then BB brings us up behind them. And we pop in, the 3 of us, while you hack the door. BB comes in behind us, and we take what we need and leave.
Okay.
Are they heading towards us?
Well, they're going to be passing by however close you want them to because you are in a normal hiding spot of yours.
They're
So
traveling a common trade route. They're expecting, if anybody's going to jump them, it's going to be a full fleet of ships or a good big crew. They're not expecting us to sneak in and get what we want and leave.
Yeah, I'd say get them as close as we can before we take the jump. Less travel time and less chances of getting caught.
That's all up to you, BB. This is your boat to steer in. Get us there, we'll get the job done. You know how this works.
Okay, if they're heading towards us, since we're in a hiding spot, if they're heading towards us, I'll have them wait until they get as close as we can, and then I'm gonna try to scoot out there next to them and let them do their thing.
Sorry. So you guys, so you're going to get up close, you said?
Well, if they're coming towards us, then I'm just going to wait until they get close, and then I'm gonna scoot up to them.
Yeah, that's probably as soon as they pass you. If they're not actively looking, but you know how to avoid some of the sensors, so you will slip in right next to them. Is what you're doing.
Yep.
And then, are you gonna attach yourself to their ship, or are you like you're gonna match your speed and attach them, or are you just gonna fly next to them?
I think for now I'm gonna fly next to them because they're gonna do that, whatever they're gonna
Right,
do.
that works. So they're gonna jump onto.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, if we're doing boarding, most likely, if we're doing Athena's route, we're going to be going EVA for part of it.
So, are you going to be outside of the ship now, your ship, or are you
Not
gonna?
quite yet, but when we get close enough, when we're at our closest nexus point, is probably when we'll go over, because void slip isn't a very far range.
Well, yes, that's why.
That's
Um,
why I could drive real close.
he's gonna basically come short of get as close as he can without hitting, and then you're gonna. So he's not gonna connect, and then you're gonna avoid. Two of you are gonna avoid slip over.
Yeah, you guys don't have to be in EVA suits. I could drive that close.
Uh,
Well, I think everyone, you guys are all.
we're you can get within 20 feet of their airlock.
I think he's that good.
Come on, this is BB. She's the greatest pilot in the stretch, dude. You didn't know? Come on, BB, show him what's up.
He's an expert. Just make sure to transfer the tactics over to me before you jump.
We'll say there's a glancer pad, a glancer terminal in. There's a terminal in the cargo bay. That makes sense, and you have tactical access from there, Connor.
And also, I have a personal glancer that I carry with me too.
Quick thing, David, what's your passive perception?
Oh, 11.
That's okay. You're not the worst. John has the worst. Okay,
Hey,
so
I
We're all
can
the
only
worst at
split so
something.
many ways.
all right. So let me get this straight. You guys are on low power. You're all in EVA suits with breathers. And your goal, as soon as the ship passes you, you're hidden against an asteroid. As soon as it is, you're going to power up just enough to match speed and fly alongside of it. Uh, airlock, like however you can get an airlock to airlock. And then if you're close enough, uh, Ton and Athena are going to teleport over, void slip, and Luna's going to wait. uh, once you guys take care of what's on the other side of the airlock, you hope.
No, I'm taking Luna over.
Oh, all three of you are going over.
Okay.
So you're leaving the pilot here. Okay, so this is your standard way, unless you need backup.
Technically, I think we can take all four of us and have Lilith take control when we get close to there on autopilot. Because I think, isn't that the boost, John, to
Yes.
void slip?
Okay.
I could technically boost it too, and we could take all four of us in one shot.
Okay. So your goal is to get. All right. So BB's going to pilot right up against it. When you guys are there, she's going to make a break for the cargo bay. The four of you port over, take care of what's on their side, and Lilith is going to finish the boarding procedure, or at least stay as close as possible without getting hit if the ship starts attacking. Is that
She's gonna try to match its speed and track underneath it, so that way she's not taking incoming fire from its guns.
okay? Perfect.
I still don't like Lilith taking over my job for me. I could still do a better job than an AI.
Yes, we know you are a better pilot than Lilith, but
Edie, that's not in question. I need you on board with me in case they got some kind of mechanical defenses that we need to bypass.
Alrighty.
just two mechanists are better than one. So Lilith says, Yes, you are a better pilot, but for what is needed, you're better suited on the other ship. I can maintain uh, basic flight parameters.
You destroy my ship, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Technically, it is
She
my ship.
destroys the ship. She kicks her own ass.
Yeah, technically, it is my ship, but semantics.
We'll work on that.
Well, the ship, it's not so much my ship, but the ship is me. I'm I'm one with the ship.
I ignore her.
Yeah, the ship. In case you know, the ship Spectre is
Yeah,
essentially.
I know. I know.
Okay, I just want.
Yeah, she's kind of a. She doesn't like when AI takes over her job for her.
Yeah. Well, the way the Spectres are, it's the closest thing to AI. So people watching know, Spectres are the people of the Bastion system. Bastion is a moon, and people live on all moons or uh, space stations of kind. Technology is rather limited. uh, since the fall of the Old Dominion about 1,000 years ago, humans, sort of a dark ages, they've lost faster than light travel, technology and how to build ships and all kind and stuff. It's more the mechanists aren't innovators. Uh, they jury rig a lot of stuff together. There's still some technologies, some stuff they can replicate. Guns are still limited, but they found a way to make the bullets. And Spectres is a way of them creating an artificial intelligence. Uses the souls of the dead to create a rudimentary intelligence. The same technology is used for barrelmechs, which is the closest thing to a droid, if you're familiar with Star Wars. Uh, Both the Spectre and we'll say the face of a barrelmech looks like, I believe it's a glowing blue skull. It's a combination of different souls. So it's not, usually they don't have their original personality. They're almost like a combination of whatever they were, but sometimes they do reassert their old personality, but that's not common. And yeah, most ships are older, retrofitted. There are a lot of ship hulls floating around that have been so far damaged that they're not usable anymore. So you're lucky to have a ship at all. And yeah, that's for everyone to know. Oh yeah, yeah. So everyone's stuck around Bastion. Not all of the moons of Bastion have been explored. There's the known orbits, which has a small collection of moons that different people live on. There are some like there's a drift market, which is a combination of ships all tied together with and given void barriers, so that people can move around in that. But yeah, we'll continue. So you guys bide your time, go over any last checklist, and if I can get void dexterity void slip roll, see how uh, quiet isn't the right word, but at least if you could bypass their sensors and how close you can get. Actually, give me two rolls. Some, um, yeah.
I have a 16 on the first roll. Oh, wait. This is ant based, you said? Or dex based?
No, this was David was doing these two rolls.
Oh, sorry.
You can go with him since you the other two might teleport across first, and you guys go second. So you're probably on the bridge with him, helping with the last minute, almost.
Okay. If that's
Yeah,
the case,
because
I'll
I'd
give
be
him the help action.
yeah, because I'd be the last one off the
Okay.
ship.
All right. Give me two dexterity void slip, void ship rolls with advantage.
Void
And
ship.
yes, and bolster. Do you want as well? You can
I
bolster.
don't think I can do bolster and advantage both at the same time.
I will give the first roll, which is the stealth roll, using void slip. You get the first one with bolster. I'll allow it.
So void ship with bolster
With advantage.
with advantage. Man, that's a lot of freaking numbers. All right, hang on just a second.
Take the higher d20. Add.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So it's a d4 bolster.
12.
Yep. I could boost it above that, but I don't see the point of doing Astrofade for it.
12. 18.
All right. As far as you know, you moved in close to it. Well, let's see how close you can get.
So what am I rolling here?
The same roll, but with advantage. No bolster.
Gotcha. Natural 20.
We're gonna use raw, which there is no crit on skills. So
Okay. I
but
didn't
it's
know.
still a good roll. You probably
Yeah, that would be like 26.
26. Did you roll only one dice, or did you roll two?
2.
Oh, you did. Okay.
You told me advantage, right?
No, yeah. When some people roll the first one, get a 20. If you roll the second one and got another 20, then I'd give you something better.
Oh no.
Then that would be a crit.
No, the second roll was a 6. So.
Okay, so what was the final 27?
26.
26. Oh, it's what do you have your dex mod on top of that? That's you have
Well, my
expertise.
void. You said I was rolling for void ship, but I have expertise, so that's a +6 on top of that 20.
Yes, plus your dex mod. Because I was saying it's a dexterity based void.
29.
Oh, okay, fine. No, you needed a 30. No, that's why I figured 26 is not enough. Anyone else with expertise would have gone 26 on that roll. So, okay.
Well, see, I kind of thought because, well, I guess proficiency is different than dex. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, proficiency. It's usually proficiency plus your ability modifier.
Yeah.
It's ability modifier.
Yeah.
You add proficiency if you have it, and you're adding expertise as well.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you're an expert pilot. You pull in within 5 feet of this thing, and you can get closer, but you're leaving the gap more for Lilith. But yeah, you know that if you weren't going across, you could go right against this. You think you could have just boarded? You could have attached both airlocks, done a manual boarding somehow, manual interlock.
Godlike skills, man.
That's why you're the pilot and not Luna.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You're not smart. You are dexterous.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys know that you're within like 5 feet of this thing. You're matching speed. You're on full sensors. The Spectre's helping you, like doing any minor adjustments, like. But she's you're both keeping in. She's taken over. All right, Captain. It's your shot to void slip over.
All right, let's make the jump.
Yeah, you and Luna. And I'm guessing, and look.
No, John and Luna are the first ones over, and me and
Oh no, you and
Betty are the second ones over.
No, you and Luna are the first two over. Betty and Athena are in the cockpit. They're coming down now. So you guys go over first. They'll follow you a moment later.
Unless he wants to wait long enough for me to get there because I'm better at taking down the computer systems.
I mean, we got to clear the room.
I'd definitely leave it up to her so that way we could watch her back while she does her computer thing.
Okay, so you guys have to wait a bit. if someone did know knows you're there, they have time to prepare a little moment, but maybe not. You know what? I'll we'll call a few-minute break until David gets back. I'll let's see, we'll say 10 minutes. Uh, 10 to 12 minutes. And anyone watching now or in the future, I guess, thank you. And yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you're enjoying it so far.
David, we're on break for 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. I just had to pee real quick.
Yeah, but he just took. You just said since you weren't here, go ahead and take a bio break. You were just a little ahead of us.
Sorry about that. My bad.
You're all cool. Don't worry about it. It happens, but normally he gives everyone a break at about halfway through.
Oh, we're already halfway through?
Yeah, we're already 2 hours into the session.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have a smoke then. All right.
A smoke before the fight.
Oh, yeah. All right. What did you say Luna was?
What?
What did you say Luna was?
She is a moonborn treader, specialization reaver.
Okay. You're the heavy hitter.
Yep.
The heavy melee hitter. Yeah.
I didn't write all this down at the beginning, so. Luna was a heavy
All right.
hitter.
Pasted it. I just pasted it again in case you needed it. So, David, how are you finding it since you had no idea about this before? And
I'm actually doing well with this. I'm actually kind of enjoying it.
have you played similar stuff like maybe a Star Wars or something like this
This
before?
is the first space. I've always wanted to do a space one, and this is the first one.
It's nice. A lot of people you hear will say, "Oh, you can't do science, fantasy, magic, and tech." Star Wars does it, sort of, but this I think does a really good job of it for the mechanics, where it doesn't. It's not too powerful, and that's why I see it's probably my favorite D&D setting. I think it's my number one.
No, I've seen I've seen another one where it was kind of a space battle, but it looked like it was more of spaceship heavy kind of battles rather than anything else.
A Harbinger game.
No, it was. Now I got to remember. I saw it a while back.
I mean, Star Wars does a lot of space battles, especially the one from.
Maybe it was a Star Wars one.
Yeah, that's the one I know that I've seen a lot of those, uh, like through Facebook stuff, the Absolute Tabletop. Well, more of the one shot group, which yeah, and stuff. There was a lot. Is it Andrew Knapp used to do a lot of Star Wars stuff. Ian was part of it, uh, and stuff like that, and Troy stuff. They did a lot of that, and I know. I think it's Jarl of Goats does a lot of Star Wars as well, and stuff. So I'm like, I enjoy this a little more, but there are no other races. But someone could play this and add in different races and stuff, make their own setting.
Well, I mean, this is only a play test, so it's just kind of something that it's new, it's different, it's.
I think it's been out for is it 2 years? The play test.
Oh, really?
I think so.
About that long.
Yeah, I think it's very close to 2 years right now. I think, but yeah, then once they Absolute Tabletop are the creators of it. Once they finished working on the release of Dragon Grin, which was back through Kickstarter, then they're going to release version 0.6 of the playtest for Harbinger. So I said I like all their products. I backed Dragon Grin. I backed their two adventure paths, Oath of the Frozen King, and what is now my favorite, Shadows over Drift Chapel, which are the Shadows over Drift Chapel set in the Gloam setting. There is no official book for that if people are interested in Eldritch horror. But there's enough information in the Shadows over Drift Chapel adventure kit to play Gloam, create a one shot or a whole campaign. And the same with Oath of the Frozen King. There's enough in there for us a one shot or a whole campaign. Oath of the Frozen King is a little more dungeon crawl, but that could be fluffed differently. And Shadows over Drift Chapel is little less dungeon crawl. There is some in it, but it also depends on how you play. There's a lot. They've improved on both of the Frozen King and its random stuff. And yes, we're joined by Steve's little baby. Uh,
Hello, guy. Girl, guy.
He's 7 weeks old today. I figured that's old enough to get your first game session in.
Oh my God, you're nice one.
Now my wife's coming in here
Am I
telling me to
pretty
give me
singing?
the baby.
My
No, he needs a character. No, we got work to do.
Very reference to Pokemon.
okay. So, all right. So we're back, and so we found our crew is basically a little. They have a little pirate ship, not heavily modded, light freighter type ship, and they use it to their advantage. The pilot, BB, got in so close that she could. If there were windows on this ship, you could reach out and touch the other ship. And everyone is now getting ready and meeting in the cargo bay. And Athena's going to teleport herself and their heavy Luna, heavy fighter, over to the other side, followed by Captain Ton and BB right after them. So, all right, Athena, tell me about. Well, the characters may not know, but we know that it's a void slip spell. So tell us about it. Tell
Void
us
slip.
what you're actually casting specifically on.
Now, Void Slip itself, for people who are watching this later or now, is a spell that can teleport you up to 20 feet. You can use Boost, which causes extra stress on you, to increase the spell for other users or an extra distance. And Athena doesn't really talk about her past, that she was a sort of breeding experiment, I guess you would say, to try to increase the natural Voidborn abilities. Voidborn are allowed to cast the equivalent of a 0-level spell naturally. But I have technology. I have little meters that will light up when I cast certain spells. So everyone else in the party thinks that I'm using really old tech. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to teleport us over once I find out how much the distance is.
Your rough guess, your ship is about 10 feet away. So you can safely say about 15, 20 feet in should be fine as a location for you to teleport to. But
Okay,
you can do it blind.
I believe so. Let me double check. But I was planning on EVAing over to the window on the airlock because I can't picture them not putting a window in an airlock.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can get up to that ship's airlock, and then they could just teleport over right through.
Actually, if I'm going to slip, I want to slip on the other side of the other end of the airlock.
That's what I'm saying. I could get close enough, and then when we get lined up with the airlock, before I even hook, you could just hop over.
So are you
Doesn't say you
going
need line of sight.
outside of the ship or inside the other ship?
What I want to do is, I'm assuming that the two airlock windows are going to line up, the inner lock and the outer lock.
Yes.
I want to be on the outside edge of the outer lock and teleport us not into the airlock, but past the airlock, just inside the room.
Okay. I did say airlock. I wasn't picturing an actual airlock like you have to make the seal, but we'll say that there is an actual airlock, so a secondary, because it would make sense if you wanted to go outside of the ship. So yes, so you
Not
want,
unless they would be using energy barriers, which is a possibility as well in this setting.
oh yeah, the ships do have what are they called? Void barriers. Um, so yeah, we'll say that because of the technology, there are no actual airlocks. It's basically a void barrier that allows someone could walk through to the outside. So you can go to the outside of their ship or the inside. There is no airlock room.
Okay, and there is nothing saying line of sight in void slip.
That is correct. You can see there is if you want to give me a perception check quickly, if you look out through into their ship, see if you can see anything.
Sure.
Disadvantage. Anyone can roll it if they want.
That is still going to be an 11.
Well, you're
at
not the
this.
best at this. Maybe Ton or Luna should, since they were down there waiting, they're going to be the first ones probably to look over. You can each give me one, or one of you can give it to me at advantage.
I thought you said disadvantage. I rolled 2 and I took the
Oh,
lower,
sorry.
which was 12.
I'm going to say one of you can roll straight up. Forget that roll. One of you, whoever wants to, can roll straight up. Which one? Okay, Ton is going to roll, and Luna's helping. So the advantage will cancel out the disadvantage. So what did you get, Ton?
I got a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you're as soon as the ships are so close, you look through into the out. You can see right in the two we're gonna call them airlocks.
Mhm.
Keep the air on the inside of the ship. Um, they are pretty much almost touching. You can see right in. You don't see anyone immediately on the other side with the little scope, little field of view that you have. All
With
right.
that,
I give Athena the command to jump with Luna.
Athena is going to pull her shotgun off of her shoulder and hand it to Luna. And I look at her and say, I know you don't like guns, but that thing would probably help you out if you're desperate. Just please don't melt the hull.
I'll try my best to not damage anything important.
We've done this before, and you do realize that that has a flamethrower attachment on top of being a sold-off shotgun. It's a hell of a one-time blast. So, do you want me to roll a stealth check or something like that for when we're going over, not to be noticed?
So you're going on the inside then?
Yep.
Okay. You could both give me a stealth check when you teleport in. Now,
And with that, I'm going to tap Luna to give her a. She probably doesn't need it, but I'm giving her a boost to it. So you get an extra D4.
Oh, I need it. I'm in heavy armor, so I have disadvantage.
Okay. So, John, describe Athena's teleportation, how it looks like with the yellow Astra.
It's rather unusual. It starts as a yellow glow. I reach out and grab Luna, and the glow sort of goes around her as well. And at that, we all pull into where my hand was, disappearing. And the next time you see us, you see a dot appearing and us forming back into ourselves on the other ship.
Okay, give me the stealth check, both of you.
I am at a 22.
Total of 21.
The two of you.
Wow.
The two of you with disadvantage.
Yeah, the disadvantage die I got 15. My dex mod's +3, and then with the bonus it was another 3.
So,
Congratulations.
so the two of you, yeah, Luna. Sorry, Athena's done this so many times. And you're ready. Luna's ready for this. You teleport in, and you got smack right behind a large crate. No sound. Anyone standing there would probably have seen you, but you got a nice. You got managed to get in right behind a crate.
Okay. With that, I'm immediately going to look for a data pad or one of the in-ship pads because I'm assuming they would have one right by the airlock to control it.
All right, give me a quick. Give me an investigation check.
Luna's gonna look around to see if there's
21.
anybody.
You see one. You peer over the crate, and you see on the other side of the room. You don't see anyone else. You don't have a full vantage point, but you don't see anyone else in the room. But you look on either side of the crate. Nobody in the room, and there's a pad on the other side near a door.
Okay, with that, I'm going to burn another Astrophade, and I'm going to activate Gizmo, my scout, and I'm going to have him hover up and keep surveying that area so that we know that there's no one else in this room.
All right.
And also, I'm looking for surveillance cameras if they have them.
What does Gizmo look like?
It to be honest with you, it probably looks like a disc that might resemble a mechanical jellyfish that's just floating there. It's got multiple little arms, and you notice that some of them have tools, but it doesn't seem to be trying to use them.
Okay, so Gizmo flies up, and with him watching over you, there's nothing. There's nobody in this room. It's closed, and so there's a console, like a terminal on the other side. Luna, what are any? Yeah, you can make your way over there if you want.
And with
that, keeping an eye out for anybody with her warblade out.
Sorry, Johnny.
And I whisper to you through the whisper link. I think we're good for the moment. I need to get over to the console so I can hack to make sure that no alarms went off.
Okay, Connor, is Luna doing anything else besides just keeping a watch on the main door?
Sticking by Athena, just in case something would go down.
Are you going to stay hidden behind a crate, keeping an eye on the door? There's only two. There's the two doors, one into the ship and one outside of the ship.
I tell you, you're pretty good here if you just want to keep an eye out. Because out of character, that means that you aren't going to lose your stealth check.
Yeah, Luna's probably going to head over to next to the door at the behest of...
You can stay hidden behind a crate and keep an eye on the door. Not a problem. And we'll keep your stealth check for that. Okay, so do you want to ready an action in case something comes through the door?
Yeah, just ready the attack action in case something would run in here.
Okay, Ton, you got the all clear. And do you want to teleport over?
You see Ton and BB standing in the cargo hold of Titan, and I get the all clear from Athena over the whisper link as she's telling Luna to watch her back. And I look over to BB and I'm like, well, here we go again, old friend. And I reach up and I put my hand on her shoulder, and you see this soft yellow smoke start to billow up both of us from the floor of Titan, and it slowly envelops us. And then inside of the other ship a few feet away from where Luna's standing. You see this yellow smoke begin to emanate again as we begin to phase back in.
Well, before we phase, pulled out my sniper. I got it ready right there. So that way when we materialize on the other side, I'm ready to go.
Okay, you teleport over. If you guys want, you could do a stealth check, but actually, give me a stealth check anyway. The two of you.
I got a 22.
David, what did BB get? I can't see.
4.
And you added your dex mod?
That's part of the stealth.
Yes. Are you proficient in it?
No.
With a +3, you got you rolled a 1.
Yes.
um, so as you guys void slip over,
My gun makes a lot of noise.
Ton gets in also right behind a crate. You were watching through. You saw where Luna poured it in. You aimed for the. Since you had a view of where she came out from. You went to the same spot after she had moved, of course, and you popped in. Though you didn't have a look at where Luna was, so you had to guess where to put BB. And when you put B down, she when she stepped out of the void slip, she stepped back and knocked over something, and there was a loud clatter.
Shit, god damn it.
She's in full view of the doorway, so BB's in full view. Ton is behind the same crate, hiding with cover, and I'm guessing Luna is off on another crate with a better vantage of view of the door.
I instantly point my gun right at the door.
Everyone, even Athena, who's distracted.
Athena hears it, thinks normally it's Luna with this problem. That's the reason I take her over personally.
Luna's not that bad. Come on.
And proceeds to go ahead and do her job anyway.
Even if you were distracted, you still heard that noise, because you would have had a 5 with disadvantage, passive perception. So you heard that.
No, that's not what she was thinking. She was thinking, if anyone's going to make the noise, it's normally Luna.
Yeah, no, yeah, with her armor, but yeah, I'm just saying that even with you being distracted, you heard that, and you're usually not that perceptive. Is what I'm saying.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have a job to do, and I've got to do it. So
Okay.
I'm at the panel, and I'm going to try to do it as sneakily as I can.
Okay, Ton, are you doing anything once you're over? If you want to do something and move, or
Other than shaking my head scornfully at BB as we step out of the void and back into the ship, I'm going to draw my light pistol and take up a guard position against this crate with a slight around the corner vantage to the door.
Okay, so you're just gonna ready in action in case something comes through.
I'm gonna be the same way because I'm gonna be like behind a crate and I'm just gonna have my gun right there at the door.
Okay. Everyone has full cover, but still has a view of the door, except for
Athena.
Athena. Athena, you will say you have half cover because of your from the door, not full cover.
Okay, I'm going to do my thing.
Okay, give me a tech check.
And I'm going to boost it.
Sure.
Oh. I hope it's enough. It's only a 23.
Man, you're off your game.
Yeah, you needed the 30. I don't know. Okay, so what do you got into their system? What are you looking for?
I want to go to their internal scanner subroutines, and I want to mask our biosigns. Sort of a Trojan virus that, unless they're looking through visible, they don't see us, and their Esper doesn't, and their Spectre doesn't see us.
They do not, from what you can tell, they don't have any Astra scanners, so they rely more on visuals. Um,
Then I'm going to also try to cause interference in this section, or maybe even a feedback loop of the last last minute cycling.
so they don't have any Astra scanners, and uh, actually they do have some cameras on board, but nothing. Actually, there is one in here, but as far as you know, there's no. They don't know of your presence here.
And
Yeah,
I
you
want
can.
to keep it that way.
So yeah, you can. You have access to their cameras, and anyone that doesn't have someone in it, you've put feedback loops and use the recording to for here. Do you want to tamper with it or just make it look like there's nobody there?
I just want it to look like nothing's wrong.
Because right now everyone is technically hiding, so you could, and you're under the camera, so you could record what's going on.
I just wanted to not require us to feel as needing stealthiness as we've got. I'm just trying to make it easier on everyone else.
Yeah. So you have access to their cameras, and they're all on your ARC tool now, linked to it. And Lilith says, "Okay, I'm taking the ship. I'm gonna ghost underneath," and she's piloting. Well, she was ready had full control of the ship, so she's she says she's ghosting, keeping up with them. Okay, so yeah, you have control of their cameras, and you're making sure you're not seen. What else are you guys doing?
I'm also using their cameras to try to judge how many people are there and where they're currently located.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Wow, that's a 17.
Um, what did we say? 8 people before.
Mm-hmm.
From what you can see, um, you can see 6 of them uh, using their. Let me check something. Yeah, you know where 6 of them are immediately. You don't know how many others there are. Like you have no visuals on anyone else, just 6 of them. Uh, give me a tech check.
Uh, Only a 22.
You know you have an idea what the layout of the ship should be. That doesn't mean it hasn't been modified, but what the layout
Okay.
should be, you know, there are a few blind spots in your cameras. So the quarters don't have cameras in them, just the hallways, the cargo deck, the cargo space that you're in, and the bridge.
Okay.
And if they have another spot on the ship that you don't know if there is another spot, if they modded it.
Okay, I'm going to also hack their manifest. I want to know what they're carrying.
Okay, give me an
Another,
investigation check.
or is it a tech check to know where to go?
Well, if you're pulling up the manifest, you have access to that. You just have to
Uh-huh.
give me the investigation to find the information.
Okay. That is a 23.
They have uh, in the cargo bay that you're in, there is a few food supplies, other general supplies as well, some weapons as well. Let me see, where is?
Anything that I think weapons-wise that the crew would be interested in?
Let's see. They have give me a D4
2.
and give me a D6
That's a 4.
and another D6.
That is a 2.
Um, there's a bunch of there's a case full of light repeaters. They're the ones with the burst fire. They don't do as much damage, but they'll have the burst fire, and they have the best range of a simple pulsar and the biggest capacity. They are also two-handed. So there's think of them as a machine gun type thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is a whole case of them, so you could pick up a bunch of those, or you could also, once you're ready to connect ships and stuff, it's all right here. There's one of the crates. They're easily
Okay.
marked. And then there's you found a crate that has one item in it in a case. It is a war blade of
Ooh.
Sept Alzarine. But this is not just common soldiers. This is an officer's war blade. What kind of war blade does Luna use? Is it more of a sword? Is it?
It is definitely more sword-like. Probably nothing fancy on the hilt, just handle, moderate protection for her hands, and then the long blade.
You don't have any specs on this, but the Septalzarine, I'm going to say they use more axes. So D&D terms, a great axe in here. But this is this is an officer's one, so it's from what you see on the report. But you have to open it to
Okay.
look at it.
Okay. I go over, open the thing of repeaters. I hand one to Luna and retrieve my rifle. My sawed-off shotgun, because we're already in. And I'm gonna say, "What do you think of this?" And then I
It's a nice.
show her. I pull out the case.
It's a black and red case of the finest. I'm trying to remember now my terminology. It's covered in a nice dyed black and red eel skin. It looks like there's some iron bone in the framework of this. This is a hefty case, so it looks like it's a very good, very high quality case.
And with that, once I show her the case, I'm already kneeling down to arc tool it open.
Yes. Give me. It is. I'm gonna say it's a mechanical lock, but you can cut open it. So if you want to, or
Actually, I'm picking it because our
yes.
tool is thieves' tools on this.
That's true. Yes, I was gonna ask if you were gonna cut it open or you're gonna.
No sense in doing anything drastic.
Okay. Uh, Dex or intelligent if you want. Let's say Dex check. Or tool.
I hope I do it. It's only a 16.
You're having some difficulty opening the lock. This is a high quality lock. You might be able to break it open. It'll probably be easier, but it looks like to open it carefully is going to be a lot more difficult.
Okay. I look over at Betty. Hey Betty, it's above my touch. Can you give this a good look? Right now we're on loop.
Okay, if someone wants, BB, if you can give me an art tool dex check, I'll give you advantage.
All right. So you said this is Dex?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
And
What's
give
that?
yourself a boost.
60. Oh, another D4.
Yep.
Okay, so 60. 27.
Oh yeah, you pop it open, no problem. And who's gonna open it? Is Luna gonna
Not
keep
me.
everybody away?
Not me.
We
Not me.
are letting Luna have the honors because I don't think the thing is trapped, but not with that nice of a lock.
Luna will open the case.
I am way back. Like back.
Okay, Luna, you pull out this ornate looking warblade axe. And let me check something here. And it is a lot better quality than your sword. And you notice, you know a bit about weapons and stuff. There is an odd piece uh, along the handle. It looks like there's a button of sorts on it. Some sort of technology was added to it.
I'm gonna press the button.
So you pick it up in your hands,
Yep.
and you push the button, and the weapon becomes sheathed in red Astra energy.
Ooh.
And you know instantly what it is. It is obviously an Astra augmenter. Mechanically, it's a +1 to attack and damage.
Neato.
And what's interesting about this, if you wanted to, this is such a high quality weapon. Normally, weapons have space for three mods of space, and obviously your weapon can only hold the barrel blade, which is 3 slots. This has 4 slots. One of them is used by the Astra augmenter. You could switch over the barrel blade. It'll take a bit of time, but you could do that.
Not right now.
Since I'm really good at weapon mods, would it take me too long or?
It would actually, yeah, it would normally it'll take you a short rest, but if you guys, if you roll an arc tool check, is it? We'll say an arc tool check with advantage. Because there's 2 of you, I'll allow you to put it on quickly.
And I'll do bolster.
Luna,
make sure the cap's all right with it if we got time.
It'll take you about 5, we'll say 5-10 minutes, because you're putting it on quickly, but you think it'll hold.
Well, and I look at her and say it's worth the time. I can record surveillance and we can figure out what their movements are normally. To me, this is win-win.
Tina, get it done. Let's get these people under restraint.
All right.
Okay, so we'll say that we'll say the captain. You are keeping an eye on the cameras. BB and Athena are quickly doing a quick mod on this. You are a fixer. I'm going to say the quick mod is work. What you normally do with spheroids, you're managing to do this with help, and you're getting the barrel blade. It's experimental necrotech that it's a bunch of webbing that comes out of this box and covers the blade up. So you're adding that now to the axe and adding it with the Astra Augmenter, which, as far as you guys know, has not been done before. But this should be very cool for Luna to use.
And am I doing it with advantage?
Yes, you have advantage and bolster on a dex-based art.
Gotcha. $13, $16, $22.
You attached the barrel blade onto her her own weapon before. You know this was a lot harder to do, but you've done it before, and you did it again. You popped it off the other one quickly, no problem. You're the one who installed it probably, and you attached it to this Sept Alzarine. We'll just say call it a war axe to differentiate. And now Luna has a barrel blade, an Astra barrel blade war axe.
With that, I just kind of take her sword that she had before, toss it in the box, set the box by the door. I don't think any of us, other of us, can use the repeaters. At least I don't think so.
No, but they're worth glint.
Well, what I was saying is I was going to put, we would drag it over to the near the airlock so that we know what is leaving with us.
Everyone can use the light repeater.
Ooh.
Simple pulsar.
Well,
Luna
then
still wants to hold on to her sword.
So it is I said it's a simple pulsar. It's not a heavy repeater, so it's just a light repeater.
I'll take one.
Basically, it does D6 damage, burst fire. Its range is 50/150. It holds 10 shots, but it is also two-handed. The burst fire.
Isn't that a 3-round shot?
The burst fire is you can spray all the bullets, all 10 shots, in a 10-foot cube within your normal range. And the DC 15 dexterity saving throw, or everyone in that range, the 15-foot cube takes the weapon damage.
So it's basically kind of a spray and pray option, huh?
Yeah, you empty the clip, and 10-foot cube area. So instead of hitting a 5-foot square, you're hitting 4 squares instead of 1 square.
Oh, I thought it was like a 3-round burst kind of thing.
No, it just basically uses up all your ammo.
Oh, no, I won't take it then.
Well, carry an extra. It doesn't hurt.
Nope, not taking it.
And that's as Athena puts one of them on her back.
That goes against BB's religion. She's all about the precision.
Reload, just so you guys know, it does take an action.
Mm-hmm.
Luna would like to hold on to her sword. She just like to keep it on her.
Okay.
She takes her head towards Athena and says, I am more used to this kind of weapon than the other one. If things get tight, I'd prefer to use it.
I don't blame you at all.
Okay. Now, there's some supplies, some general supplies, some food rations, some basic stuff, some glancers, glow rods, kelp rounds, some Lorium vials, maybe some menders, just basic stuff that If you needed more of, you could, but nothing that you don't already have. And I will say you guys can each take another 10 ammo.
Sweet.
Okay, so the captain's been watching, keeping an eye on the cameras for you when you guys are going over remodding the weapon quickly. And you've seen a few people move. We'll say, give me a perception check, Steve.
That's a natural 20 roll.
And what's the modified?
22.
You've seen the 8 people at different points moving through the cameras, moving through the hallways into various other rooms, and uh, there are. One moment here. I said Where's the ships? I think it was an 8. Did I say it was an 8 crew? Oh, it's a 4 crew. There's 8 of them. Okay, so there's 2 people. We'll say 2 on the bridge. We'll say 4 spots on the bridge, and the other 4 are either going in and out of rooms, or there's 2 in engineering. Where the engine is in the power. You haven't seen anyone else aside. You think there's just the 3 people. You're pretty sure it's the same 8 people that you've seen coming in and out of the cameras.
Okay. One quick thing. Is there another cargo bay or anything else on the manifest that would indicate there's another cargo bay?
Not that you've seen. Um, you could check the files again, see if there's anything else.
I surely will do that.
All right, give me another investigation.
And then,
Okay.
Athena, when you're done with the manifest, I want you to plot us a course straight to the bridge so we can take full control.
Well, that'll put us at 17.
Yeah, you haven't found any record of if there's a hidden cargo, or you find it odd that there's no. You can't even find a layout of the ship at all. So you're just going based on what you think the ship looks like. So, and you know that the bridge is not too far away from your knowledge of where it should be, and what initial viewing it from the outside, you think, okay, that's where the bridge is, that's where you are, so you have a rough idea of where it is.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And I tell you, I agree.
Whatever
So
comes our way, we will end it.
Can I tell you both to think on this for a second? Look at what you just did. You mean to tell me that that thing was just here per chance? No. The owner or intended owner of that weapon is on board this ship somewhere. It's normally a crew of 4. We're reading 8 life forms. I'm thinking, what better way to pick up some extra ransom money off a jump ship than by holding hostage an officer?
We're already on the radar for stealing the prototype. You want to put us more on the radar with somebody else?
Listen, you remember how Captain Zone ran this thing. He didn't live on the edge of fear. He took what was his. That's how we all came together.
He didn't take nothing this last time, did he?
Sure he did. He took a pulsar round to the chest. That's why
Exactly.
I'm standing here in front of you.
The ship
That's a
is ours
warrior.
already.
it's a warrior's way to go out. I'd rather go out that way than in chains or in some iron brig on some rock somewhere.
I
The
agree.
ship is ours already. The current residents just don't know it yet.
I'll follow your lead, Captain.
Athena, plot the course to the bridge.
Here's the closest way I can figure it. But there is something wrong with this ship if they are not having an internal layout plan. They're hiding something big.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how to make them tell us what they're hiding.
Luna cracks her knuckles. If they're less cooperative, there's ways.
Uh-oh. We lost the DM. Oh, there he is.
I just took off the overlay because it doesn't switch to each of you when you're talking. So I just thought I'd do this for a bit.
And after Luna says that, Tom stands there and motions to the sensors and the keypad for Athena to start opening the doors that we need to go and locking all the other doors so nobody can go anywhere without our knowledge. And in the empty scabbard over his shoulder, you see the red hilt of his astral weapon start to materialize in the scabbard.
With that, I am going to go ahead and slowly start to watch people, watch when they're going into rooms, out of rooms, and I want to try to lock as many people in isolated areas as I can, especially their quarters, things like that.
Okay.
And any room that I'm doing that in, I'm also breaking internal comms.
Okay. Give me 2 tech checks.
Oh, wow, that is actually fairly low. That's only a 17. And the other is a 23.
Yeah, you easily disrupt the communications on the ship, and the only relay is through Lilith and the Titan. So you four still have communications, but this ship's Spectre has been disconnected from the Whisper links, so that there's no communication aboard this ship, and through their crew.
Actually, I do want to leave one channel to their AI, and that is to my personal comm.
You want to be able to communicate with their Spectre?
If it comes down to it.
Letting you know that the Spectre is, as far as you know, would probably be in their engine room,
Mm-hmm.
at least the main. And if you know that there are people in the engine room, so it unless you mute it entirely. Yeah. So I guess with that role, yeah, you muted the.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to isolate it from its own systems behind firewalls to only my link. So there can be people in their engineering, it just can't talk.
Okay, you've severed the communication with the Spectre as well. Give me another check to see if you can isolate the Spectre from the ship.
Ooh, that is a good one. 22. 26.
So you have severed the Spectre from the ship, and the only access point it has is through communications with you. And
And I do have my Whisper link set up to where it's monitoring any of my incoming transmissions. So if it tries to pull any cheap stunts like feedback or something like that into my comlink, I can tune him out.
yeah, all it has is access to communicate with you, and you have full access to it if you choose to, and you can have it communicate with your group as well. if you choose to.
Only me.
Okay, and as far as you can tell, whichever rooms you can see on camera, you think you've locked them down, which have been your guess is maybe some of the crew quarters, the engineering, and the bridge is what you've.
And they've seen me pull this trick before, but you see Athena say, activate her comm link, and she's manually doing it. You guys have seen her do this before. I'm sorry to make you blind. I don't have a choice right now. I don't want to hurt your crew. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt your ship. We come here because we have to. Do you want me to roll a deception check?
Sure, and you get advantage, right? Or
Yes, I sure do.
John is playing.
I'm calling it deception because I know my crew wouldn't hesitate to kill every life form on this ship.
Almost immediately.
I'm going to have to negotiate for them not to do it. So that is my part. That is a deception rather than a persuasion.
Yes, John is playing a slip dagger, which have bonuses speaking with mechanical, like
Oh my goodness.
tech-based life forms. Go ahead.
And this is a tech check, right?
No, deception check.
Oh, deception?
Yes, because
Just
you
as
have
good.
advantage on social skills against. Uh,
That is a natural 20, and my boost die is a D4. I maxed my roll. So that puts me at 32.
Holy cow.
how do you 30? So you got a 20. That's 26. How do you have a +4?
I had a +4 from the boost,
Oh,
a 20, and my other expertise is in deception.
So
Jesus criminy.
So that's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and you have a +2 charisma mod.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow, and that's not even your best skill. Best.
No, it matches my best skill, which is my tech.
Yeah, no, I meant
The,
the charisma is not your highest stat, so you could have gotten higher potentially as a roll. But yeah, that's your best. That's a pretty damn good roll.
He hacks everything, including awareness.
Spectre says, "My primary purpose is to my crew. What can I do to assist you to keep them alive?"
just don't hinder us. Don't try to fight me. I know I put you in an awful situation. I don't like this any more than you. I don't like how vicious they can be myself. And you guys know that is the honest truth. Athena is probably the moral center of the group.
The slip dagger, which is the closest assassin rogue of the group, is the moral compass. That's good.
Well, John can't play villains well, but
Okay, so the Spectre is ready if you have any questions for it or have any.
if I give you limited access, you will not report us.
If you will not, this is to keep my crew safe. I will not inform
With
them.
that, I will restore access to doors and communication to me and my group.
Well, you have access to all that already. You
I
have.
know, but it's easier if I'm not trying to fight her for it or it for it.
Oh, it's been totally severed from the system. You've managed to isolate the Spectre.
Mm-hmm. So
someone has to reconnect. The Spectre will not be able to reconnect itself to the system.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes. So as I said, you have, unless someone else, someone does a physical, essentially a tech check or art tool check, probably an art tool check they have to find the problem and fix it. And that's the only way the Spectre can gain control again, unless you give.
And also I made it look like that this is a Spectre malfunction is the reason why all the doors locked and there is no communication.
So you don't have to give them
Okay.
access, but that
Okay.
doesn't. But just so you know, even with locked doors, that doesn't mean that
They
basically
can't find the manual way of opening it.
there are
Right,
other
and
ways.
and that's the reason why I'm keeping a monitor on any doors that are being opened. But I looked to them and said, I think we're fairly good. Was there anyone in the corridors that I couldn't lock down?
As far as you can see on the cameras, you one person, you timed it as best as you could. There's one person in the hallways, and you think that they're going to find out shortly that they may find out shortly. They're in an open area, maybe like more. Let's say there was a common area that was open, no doors. Actually, there would be doors everywhere. So they are probably going to find out very shortly as they try to access a door.
I tell the captain there's one that isn't locked down. Everyone else is pretty well contained.
All right, and I look at the camera to verify where in the hallway it is. Open a path. BB, cover me.
Give me an investigation check. See if you can find out where the person is.
With my investigation, that would be a 15.
So you check the cameras, trying to find where this person is to try to either isolate them or something. You can't see them on the cameras anymore. They must have hit one of the blind spots.
Okay.
Have you opened up the door to the corridor?
We haven't opened the door to the corridor.
Oh, you haven't yet. Okay.
It is the corridor in front of us monitored.
Well, you have access to those cameras.
Right. I'm just confirming that we don't have this guy stocking up on us.
You don't. From what you remember, they weren't in this area. They were on another part of the ship, but they're not visible on the cameras anymore.
Okay.
You're not entirely certain. You don't think that they could have gotten to where you guys are.
What was that individual dressed in?
Nothing fancy, just armor of some kind. Say woven steel, I guess.
Okay. I say we could go looking for one runaway, or we can take the ship's command center and not have to worry about it anymore.
There's the two logical spots to hit would be the bridge cockpit area, which there are 4 people there, and 2 are in engineering as well. Either way, you already have good control of the ship, at least internally. Either spot would give you more control of the ship, basically.
I think engineering is our best shot. Less people, most likely less trained to fight.
Athena, just as BB is the greatest pilot in the Reach, you are one of the best with tech that I've ever seen. I don't want to take the chance that they got some prodigy on their ship too. Let's room by room tactical takedown all the way to the bridge and take full control of this ship. We don't care if they
We
sabotage
can
the
take
engines.
full control of the ship through engineering, and there's only 2 people in it.
We don't care if they
No.
sabotage the engines. We're leaving on the Titan no matter what.
I agree. We need to take the bridge because, they have all the tacticals, they have all the communications and everything right there on the bridge. So we could take engineering all we want, but if we don't take the bridge, then all of a sudden, they could contact one of their friends, and then all of a sudden we're outnumbered.
They have no communications, and their main computer would probably be in the engine room. So as I said, there's benefits, there's pros and cons for going after each one. There's less people access to the computers in the engines, in engineer in the engine
And
room.
in engineering, I can lock out the bridge.
You would have better control over taking control of that. If you take over the bridge, there's more people there, but unless they find a way to bypass it, you can also stop the ship right then and there. Oh, the power is also in the engineering. Uh, they're like an Astra collectors are there.
The way Tan sees it, though, we take out the biggest chunk of their force in a surprise action.
We go to
Everybody
the
else is in smaller groups of it. If we take the bridge, we take the majority of their force that's capable of raising any type of defense against us.
Yeah.
We take the bridge, we take the piloting, then we head down to engineering, and we take out the engines.
We don't even have to head to engineering. When we get to the bridge and we take over the bridge, Athena sends out the call to the rest of the ship and opens up the corridor for everybody to bring themselves to us. Otherwise, the majority of their fighting force dies on the bridge, and then we stalk room by room and eliminate anything else living on the ship.
Point out, not. It doesn't mean all the fighter types are on the bridge.
No,
that's
it just means the numbers are there. That's the biggest congregation of life forms we have on the ship. That's my point.
And the more people, the more likely there's somebody that's fighty there.
I'm outvoted, so let's get going. It doesn't help to argue.
Well, Ron's the captain. It's up to him.
You all know your roles.
All right.
Tina, you guide. Luna, you take point. Phoebe,
Okay.
you're with me.
Everyone give me a stealth check. Obviously disadvantage for Luna. No bolster.
Total of 10.
21.
That's an 18 for me.
Wow, I feel like I'm rolling horribly. It's only a 12.
Okay, so you guys are heading in. There's the clunk of Luna's armor. And who's behind Luna?
It's probably Athena pointing me the way to go.
And then it's me and Phoebe following right behind.
Yeah, I got rear, and I'm looking back and forth.
Okay, and everyone give me a perception check.
17.
21 for Luna.
This is definitely not her strong suit. That's a total of 12.
I got 12 as well.
All right, so you're trying to keep an eye on things as you're making your way down the hall. You think you've made it over to the bridge without any issues. But the cross, you guys are down one hallway, and you make it to the bridge, and around the corner on the other end of the hallway, you hear chink, boom, boom, boom. And from around the corner
Barrel mech
is the biggest barrel mech you've ever seen. Roll initiative. Just post it in the side chat.
Luck cannot hold.
Oh! Oh no.
It's okay. We're totally fine.
Oh, that's as low as you can go?
Yep.
I could go 4.
Okay. Steve, that's 21. Okay. Wow, you guys. 12 is your second best?
Yeah, and that was with advantage.
Yeah, I
Yikes.
rolled with a 3.
Um, wow, the slip dagger at a 5. My goodness.
Hey, all I gotta say is with all the good rolls, at least you know I'm honest. I just rolled a 1.
Okay. So you make it over to the door. Athena's probably looking at it and distracted. Luna,
The distraction is I didn't know they make them that big.
yeah, I know. Yeah, after the big, uh, yeah, this is large size. So, Ton, you are the first to react. You can hear this thing coming down the hall. It's just turning around the corner, and everyone's like jaw dropped, and you're going first.
Tom lets out a soft chuckle that kind of falls in synchronicity with the constant thud of this giant barrel mech stepping around the corner. And I look up to Luna, who's our big heavy hitter on the team, and I smile and I'm like, I hope you're ready to test out that new weapon of yours. Go chop me down a tree. And then I lift up my light pistol and I begin to chant as I begin to ready an action of a spell for when this thing gets close enough to me.
Which spell are you
I'm
ready?
readying Chrono Burn, and Luna's pretty intuitive. She knows my tactics. With a big opponent like this, the first thing I'm going to do is take out a low hanging point of it so that way she can bring it down to size for herself.
Um, it does cost you the Astra. Um, I will allow you to boost it later if you choose to, unless it's something specifically you have to boost ahead of time. But I'll allow you to boost it if so. If you don't cast it, you still use the Astra. It's the same as
Gotcha.
D&D. You have to ready. You're casting the spell. You're just holding off on releasing it. Yeah, that's for both. Yeah, if you, I'll say that for any spell. If you can boost it unless it's a required boost. You can boost it later after you connect. But if it's something hitting more targets or stuff like that, actually no, it would have to be decided ahead of time. So, are you boosting that spell?
I am going to boost it. I'm going to boost it, but I'm going to do it with creatures within a 10-foot square centering on the targeted object must make a constitution saving throw DC of which is equal to your spell save DC. Creatures who fail their saving throw are stunned for 1 round.
Okay. So when you release that spell, are you over your astrophy limit?
No, not at all. This is actually my first
Okay.
or this will put me at 2.
Okay.
You had the void
Or
slip.
yep, this puts me at 4.
And you're 4 or 5.
I have 5 for a max limit.
Okay. So you've cast the spell. You're just holding on to it right now.
Yeah, it's got a range of 30 feet, and I'm just waiting for it to get in range, and then I'm going to release the spell through the action of my revolver.
Okay. And Luna. So are you going to be moving or anything?
No, I'm gonna keep cover around this corner.
Okay. And Luna, what are you going to do?
Luna is going to smile, and then she's going to run up to this barrel mech, and she's going to use her bonus action, and the ends of this warblade would flare up with red Astra as she is using her energy weapons ability. Basically, whenever I use it, I can get a bonus 1d8 whenever I hit with that weapon.
Okay. Are you gonna move
And
up?
then, yes,
The barrel mech is just beyond normal range. How much can you move?
30 feet.
It's just beyond that. So, what would you like? You're gonna pull out a gun and shoot? Because you can hold on to your war axe with one hand. You can pull out a gun as part of the movement and then drop it.
I'll use the light repeater that we
The
got.
light, you can't use the light repeater.
Oh,
Just
right, because two-handed.
Yeah, so I guess
Uh,
you could throw a hand axe.
Yeah, I'll throw the hand axe then.
Okay, go ahead. That's range of where is it? Oh, 20 feet. Yeah, so it's just an extra 10 feet past you.
It's not worth fierce attacking this. So it's just going to be a normal roll.
Yes.
Okay, it might be worth fierce attacking this. Okay, that is significantly better than the first one. I'm fierce attacking, so that means it would have advantage against me if it decides to attack me.
Okay.
That's going to be a 17 to hit it.
Oh, that wasn't worth it.
Oh, okay.
The axe just flies past it. Surprisingly, it's taking up almost the whole corridor, and you found that it hadn't finished turning around, so its profile was a little smaller than the corridor, and your axe goes flying past it, right into the wall.
Get over here and look at me.
Okay, so you get a better look at this thing, and I'll describe this hulking construct is heavily armored and carries a massive axe. Its other arm consists of a repeating pulsar weapon with spinning barrels. uh, Actually, give me what's your passive, Luna?
16.
16. um, you can hear some sounds down the hall. Sounds like art tools and some voices. And now this thing fully comes around the corner, and just want to double check movement, but it should be enough. Yep, 30 feet. It moves right up to you, and it's going to swing Swareaxe twice.
It would have advantage on both of those because of fierce attacks.
And don't forget your +2 AC.
What's your AC right now?
20.
Your two walking tanks are toe to toe. Natural 20.
All right.
Let's put it this way. I rolled again. It missed the first one, both rolls. The second one, it hit both rolls, but it only counts the one. So 20. Let's see what kind of damage this thing does. The way I will do, if you guys are okay with this, I forgot to mention, if you're okay for crits, it's maximum dice damage plus
That's fine with me.
and plus you roll and add the modifier. So it's not just you don't roll 2 1s. So you do max dice damage plus a roll. Okay, so it will do.
So are we actually doing crits in this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead of doing ×2 damage or rolling twice, it's going to be max dice damage plus a roll. So maximum dice damage would be 29 points of damage.
Total?
Yeah, 29. Yeah, it did 29 points of damage against you as its war axe comes slashing down right through your armor.
She yells out in agony. That
Now,
was a
question: I
lot.
haven't had this come up yet since I've been playing 5e because I've only had a few games in. Does my ready to action take effect as soon as he comes within that 30-foot range?
Oh, yes. So before you take the damage, I'm sorry. Yes, you can go ahead and fire off.
I want to target the arm that he's swinging with, and I want to chrono burn it and age it. And as he comes into range, he's got to make a DC 14 Constitution save.
One moment here. Choose a single weapon or suit of armor that you can see. So, okay, you're targeting. Okay. So DC. What's the DC?
14. And I'm boosting that spell so that way he takes the, if he fails it, he takes the d6 force damage.
Sorry, what was the DC?
14.
It succeeded.
Okay.
You said it had disadvantage?
No,
Oh no. Okay.
no, I said if he fails, he would take the d6 force damage from it.
Okay, so it succeeded. So what's the? So nothing happens, I guess. So you just.
He just succeeds on the DC and doesn't get stunned for a round. But it still ages the items.
Oh, so it's still. Oh, it's automatic.
Yeah.
And
And then the
DC.
DC is the chance to stun him when he comes into that range. But he passed it, so he's not stunned, but the item is still worn.
Creatures within a 10-foot square. Luna. Constitution saving throw. DC 14. Because you waited until 30 feet exactly. Correct? Yeah.
That is a 15 for me.
Okay, so you are not stunned. Okay, and I just gotta find these weapon conditions 1 second here. Anyone know offhand where the weapon conditions are? That's at the beginning.
And then I don't know, in 5, is it the same as in 5e, where is it at level 5 you get your second attack?
Yes.
No. Well, if you were.
For me, yes.
Yeah, for a treader, they do.
Okay.
Okay, so it has a warn condition?
Yes, that's what it does.
Okay, the item has some wear and tear. Okay, the weapon, on attack roll of 1, the weapon gains the next severity, which, okay, didn't roll a 1. Okay, so if it rolls a 1, then it becomes battered, but not right now. Okay, so now as the axe, you see, as the axe comes swinging down on you, Luna, it starts aging as best you can. There's some rust and pit marks, but it comes full at you right through your armor. And now it's BB's turn. So you've seen all this happening. Yeah, Luna just took the big solid hit. Luna's about 20. Well, technically it was still out of your range, but we'll just say it was within range because it was actually 35 feet. But whatever for the spell. Um, we'll say you stopped at 25 feet, and it came within 30 feet. You know how the Ton does his work. Okay.
So
Sorry,
am I
BB.
35 feet behind everybody or behind Luna?
Luna is 25, about 30 feet away from you because you're a little further back.
Yeah, I'm in the back of the line.
Yeah, we'll just say 35 feet from Luna.
All right, well, I'm going to use a fade, create a healing sphere. That's my bonus action, right?
I think so. Is that right, John?
I don't remember.
Let me double check.
Activate, yeah.
I think the activation itself is an action, but it actually doing the healing is a bonus.
Okay, so yeah, you're active. Yeah, activating is an action.
Okay. And I only get one action, right?
That's right.
Right, but the spheroid would get an action.
So,
It gets a separate action?
Yes,
Mhm.
it works
Okay.
on you. Think of it as a separate creature, but it's on your. I can
On
put
my-
down. So right now you triggered your thing. I'll put down.
Yeah, I'm gonna create the healing because I know Luna's hurt. And I'm gonna use its movement. It's got a
30
30 foot.
It's right next
But
to Luna.
all right, and it's got a 10-foot radius, and it has a 50 HP pull. So any creature that's willing to get into it
No,
can use that up.
you dish them out as you want. So if you wanted to give her 20 back, you can, and you'll still have 30 to activate it again later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got a 50-foot or a 50 HP pull.
Yeah. So how much are you down again?
Like, how much HP was I taken away? 29.
29. You can give full 29 or less if you want.
No, I'll give him the full 29. And then who else is nearby that's hurt?
That's it.
Nobody.
I took the one and only attack.
I'm gonna let it hover there, right behind Luna.
You can only heal one target anyway at a time.
Oh, is it one per?
Yeah, one target.
Oh, okay.
Up to whatever's remaining in your pool.
Yeah.
Or 29.
50 minus 29.
Okay. Will you be moving or doing
Hang on just a second.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to do some
21.
I'm trying to do what? Oh, 21. Okay.
I just add 130, so you have 20 left plus 1.
Yep. All right, 21. No, I'm gonna stay because that dude is in front of everybody else, right?
I'll say Ton has half cover and you can have full cover because you said you were behind him.
Yep.
Okay.
And since I have no action, what can I do as a bonus action?
Probably not much.
Yeah, probably not.
Unless the fixer has something. I haven't played one in a while.
No. All right, that's my turn then.
Okay. Now, Athena, you're up.
Let's see. Does Athena feel ballsy, or does she just want to destroy things? Because probably if I was going first, I was going to try to talk to it. But now I don't think it'll listen very well, even though I could probably do a hell of a roll. So,
Not with your luck recently.
hey, I'll have you know I've been rolling pretty sweet. So, also the minimum with that would have been a 9 anyway. So, but I will go ahead and try to make a shot on it with the repeater. And that is going to be a 19 to hit.
And you managed to shoot right over Luna, smack into this creature. Luna doesn't take up quite the full hallway, so you managed to shoot around her, easily hit this thing.
Wow, that really did suck. Let's see, that would put it at a grand total of 10.
10 points of damage. Okay. Yeah, you blast into it.
Damage is damage.
It doesn't look anyway perturbed, but then again, it is an artificial construct. Well, they're labeled large undead construct if you want to be technical, but let's see. Anything else, Athena? Did you roll sneak attack damage?
Yes, I did.
And you only got a 10. Ooh.
As I said.
Oh my goodness. Your dice can count. For those of you watching, John rolled a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Well, the 4 is my dex mod.
Oh, so he rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3 plus 4.
And that was on 2d6 plus 1, 2d6, 1d10, and plus 4.
Wait, your sneak attack is a D10?
No, I'm using the
Oh, your
light
weapon.
repeater.
Sorry. The light repeater
Is a d10.
It is? No.
Yes, it is.
No, because the repeater's D6.
The light repeater is a D6. You were thinking of the short scatter gun, which you do have, and you could have used.
Okay. Then I guess I roll another d6.
But unless you want to use a short
And
scatter
it is a 1.
gun. Well, you could
So
have
it
just
doesn't change anything.
you could have rolled you could have used a short scatter gun. It's up to you.
Not at this range.
Well, it's a 30-90. Oh, you would have had disadvantage. That's true. It's a sawed-off scatter gun. I forgot. Sawed-off.
Which makes it 15.
Yeah. Well, 1545. You could have rolled that at disadvantage, but no. Okay.
And then I would have lost my sneak.
Oh, no, you would still gotten the sneak
No,
attack.
you don't. If you have to have advantage or someone within 5 feet.
Yeah,
Without
Yeah,
disadvantage.
Luna's 5 feet.
Yeah.
But if you have disadvantage, you lose it.
Oh.
That's how sneak works.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yes. Yeah, you needed the that mod that allowed you to shoot at full range.
So.
Okay. Are you doing anything else?
And with that, I'm getting a little concerned and starting to move up a little, but not a lot.
Actually, you could have moved up 15 feet, shot, and then moved back.
Well, anyway.
Doesn't matter. You rolled a 1 in either case, so.
Well, I was more worried about the scatter blast hitting.
It does. It's called a scatter gun, but it doesn't have a burst fire, and the light repeater does, but you weren't using it.
Okay.
It's a short scatter gun, which it's a single shot, sawed
But
off.
I thought the shutter guns were a cone effect.
No. The light repeater has a burst fire, which is a cube effect, but no, there's no cone effect on the scatter gun.
Okay.
Yours does, but that's burning. That's the burning part, like the flamethrower.
Hmm.
But that's fine. You could have either weapon out, whichever one you want out, and if you wanted, you
Well,
could.
even when I re-rolled, it came out the same numbers because the 10
Yeah.
was the 1, and I rolled a 1 on the 6.
If you move up 15 feet, you can have the scatter gun out.
Nah, nah, we've got it. It's already going.
Fine. Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna try to duck back and cover, to kind of hide myself.
It's
Although,
you could. It's a little tough. You could get. You might be able to get partial cover there because Atan is right there on the corner, and BB is
okay,
behind him, so you can get in right next to Atan.
okay.
All right, Tan. What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna try that again? That spell?
No, Tom's gonna step forward around the corner and start slowly walking up behind Phoebe, or behind Luna. And as he walks up behind her, he's gonna reach back over his shoulder and bring his astral blade to bear. And he's gonna try to swat at this thing.
Yeah, you can get next to Luna, and okay, go ahead.
And that's going to be 19 to hit,
That hits.
11 damage.
So you your Aster blade cuts through this thing like butter, a hot knife through butter. Anything else you wanted to do?
Yes, I'm going to whisper to Luna in a derogatory tone that when I need something done, I have to do it myself.
Oh, you're right next to her. So you're just whispering to her. Okay.
And I'm not even going to use the whisper link. I'm going to actually use my voice to do it, so that way, hopefully, the other two can't hear us over the din of battle.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Luna, how are you reacting to that?
She grits her teeth and growls and proceeds to do two fierce attacks upon this thing. All right, so first one is going to be a modified 20.
That hits.
Second one, also a modified 20.
Okay. So hey, the captain is very good.
What's a
Listen,
modified 20?
Listen, my job is to inspire my crew.
a 20 that's
Each
not a
one-
crit.
Each
Oh.
member is an individual person. You have to know how to inspire each person individually. I know, Luna.
So it inspired Luna pretty good. So modified 20 is after rolls. It's a 20 with all modifications done. As
3,
opposed to a natural, which is on the dice a 20. Okay, so
8, 30. Total of 30 damage.
you take out a big chunk of this, the armor, exposing like some of the armor plating, and you exposing some of the circuitry cables and stuff in behind it.
I'd also like to action surge
Ooh, go ahead.
for another 2 attacks at advantage. Okay, first one's not going to hit. Total of 11. And then that's like 26.
Okay, that hits.
All right, so does it matter that some of this is force damage?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. Let me double check.
5, 6,
Um,
12.
yeah, no. That's all fine.
All right. So it's another 18 damage.
You're gonna make me pull out the calculator. Wait, fine.
It'd be 48 total
Well, I'm
from
adding.
this turn.
Yeah, well, I've already added in the first part. So, all right. Tell me how you're doing this.
All right. After hearing the captain's derogatory words to her, she growls and swings her new weapon up and across the front of it. And then she swings it down and chops off the axe arm. She then tries to swing it back up, and it gets caught in the ceiling. And as the thing is about to point its gun arm at her, she yanks it down out of the ceiling and just chops it down the middle.
Okay. And as
I'm more than capable.
And as she turns around and says that, you just see the astral blade vanish from the captain's hand, and he slowly starts clapping.
it's not your turn yet, unless you really want to, because oh yeah, you can choose to do that. Athena and BB hear another from behind them, coming around the corner. But you guys are on the other side, so you guys don't see this. Or
Luna's in the front. I'm in the back.
yeah, sorry, Athena and you. Athena is right next to you.
I'm with Ton.
No, Ton is up. Went up with Luna.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Ton
And
moved up, and I'm by you.
Yep, gotcha.
So the two of you can see something coming. Can hear something coming around the corner from behind you. Even though you two have the worst, you guys have the worst passive perceptions of the group. That's why you didn't catch it until it's coming up pretty close. It's loud. Like it's already turned the corner and it's coming up, and you didn't hear it until after that other one.
I turn around and start backing up.
Let me just check something. So yeah, Luna. After you finish taking out this thing, and it falls down, you can still hear that. It sounds like an arc tool and some voices around the corner. And BB, you're turning around and seeing this now.
How close is he?
We'll say about. I'll be nice to say about 40 feet.
Well, I start backing up into the group, and as I'm walking back, I'm going to take.
I'm going to be very generous. I'm going to say 70 feet. Because that's why you didn't hear it. It was further out. This is a longer corridor down the length of the ship.
Okay. Still, I'm going to do the same thing because I have 210 feet to work with. Before I pass Athena, I'm going to take a shot at it.
Would you like to use a bonus action to activate something on your weapon?
The scope.
Okay, let me try to understand how the scope and the longbow works. If I use them both, I have an advantage, right?
Basically, if you use your bonus action, you'll gain advantage on that attack roll.
Yes.
If they're in the long range.
even at long range because of the scope on it.
Yeah.
So yes, so you use a bonus action. Basically, think of it as, if you want to word it a different way, use your bonus action to aim, and it gives you advantage.
Okay, because my short range is 70 feet, and if he's 70 feet from me,
Oh no, you have. Don't look at short range. Just look at the full range of your weapon, and that's your range of of that weapon.
yeah, that's
And
210 feet.
so think of it this way: your weapon is 210 feet. You can shoot normally unless you use a bonus action to gain advantage. This is the ultimate sniper.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I'm going to use that. That's good. 16.
With advantage.
Yeah.
You're a little freaked out by this. You're usually not the closest thing to the enemy, and you miss it completely. Now, you've had this weapon for a while. You know that Athena might be better suited at this range. If you want to hold it, if you guys decided this in the past, hold it out for her to shoot with, because obviously, if Athena hits, she gets a sneak attack. If you want to hold it out for John, if you wanted to grab it, if you guys,
That's
What-
he hasn't
I'm
offered it.
I'm already kind of been backing off.
Trust me, Athena's gonna back off too.
you guys, where you shot from, you can't back up without. You can go around the corner, sure, but I'm asking if you want to do this. I'm giving you that option because you know her
And
you know her capabilities.
okay, basically, Athena says, "Give me the gun."
Hell no.
As I said, it is BB's gun, and BB's usually the one at the very back. But now that you're at sort of at the front, that's why I gave the option.
You
But it
see,
is your gun.
she looks at you one more time and says, "I'm a trained sniper. Let me use the damn gun."
Well, I'm a trained sniper too. All right, here. You know what's going to happen if I don't get my gun back, right?
If you don't get your gun back, it doesn't matter because we're both dead anyway.
Okay, so
I hand her the gun
the way I
as a
would
bonus
work
action.
the way I would work this as a free action. You're just holding it out. It's a free action. She is right next to you, unless you want to use the healing spheroid.
Does anybody need healing?
No.
No. Okay.
Then I'm not going to use it.
Okay. It can move if you wanted to. Move it closer to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll move it closer to me since everybody's kind of moving this way anyway.
So here's the thing: if you're holding it out, you won't be able to move too far. You can get around the corner and hold it out. That's about it.
No. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we're at a corner, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, shit, I should
Okay.
have-
So here's the thing: you are both in line of sight. BB can walk around the corner but hold out the gun.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then Athena can grab it, fire, then walk around the corner. But obviously, you can't go too far unless if you're going to hand the gun back.
I better hand the gun back.
But then again, you may not want to be standing around the corner when you pick up your gun. Oh well. Okay, so BB, you hold you walk around the corner and say, "Yeah, take it." Athena, you grab the gun. Bonus action. As part
Click
of your
on the site. Do my sharpshooter know-how.
because you have advantage, you can do sneak attack.
And it was a good thing that I had advantage because one of the rolls is a 2 and one of the rolls is a 20.
Lucky you, I had a 9
Wait,
and a 10.
A natural 20?
You got it.
All right. So you have maximum dice damage. That's a carbine. So that's 10 damage. So roll d10 plus your
Sneak attack too, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Sneak attack. So 12 So 22 damage is your crit. So roll d10 plus 2d6 plus your mod. Plus 10, 22. Yeah, plus 22 from the crit.
I guess I needed better incentive.
What did you roll?
I'm still calculating.
Oh.
But I think we may have a new high score.
Well, so far Luna's winning the encounter with 48.
You hear the loudest clang you have ever heard. I just went out and did 43 points of damage in one hit.
That is definitely the most per hit that we've had so far.
Damn.
Now, you can
Before I rolled dice, I was at 28.
Now the question is, BB is just around the corner. This thing will get.
How fast are those moving?
They move probably as fast as you guys do. Actually, what is your speed? You guys are 25, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, it moves faster than you. Probably moves as fast as Luna.
So I'm gonna have one more round to hit, right?
Unless, well, it has unless it
Even
double
if it
moves.
dashes, it's 70 out. That would put it 10 in front of me, right?
I'll let you know it does have a ranged weapon.
Okay.
The other one didn't get a chance to use it because Luna was right around the corner and it wasn't going to fire and then move up.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out if I need to do a full move or duck around the corner.
I said it was 70 feet. It will not reach up to you. So you could duck around the corner, hold out the gun for BB to use and hope Luna gets in front of you soon.
She said, and with that, I offer her back her gun and I say, get ready to run.
Are you going to walk around the corner?
I'm ducking behind the corner, but I'm not moving back to them.
Right. So, Ton, you hear the carbine get fired off twice from around the corner back where you left Athena and BB.
Oh, and I do tell her I made a pretty good dent.
Yeah, and you hear that. So, you guys can't hear this thing, but you're hearing the shots fire, obviously.
But I'm also still hearing the arc tools around the corner down this hallway.
You didn't hear that. Not yet.
I heard that.
Yeah. Luna's passive perception is higher than yours.
So then I'm going to turn in response to the shots that are being fired down the hallway and materialize my astral blade in my hand again and start walking that way.
When I see him start to walk this way, I know that other one's pretty badly hurt, right?
Well, you know the other one fell down.
The second.
Yeah, the first one's gone. It's gone.
Right, I know, but I'm saying the second one's badly hurt.
You didn't wait around to look. You went around the corner.
I would have waited to see if my shot hit.
Oh yeah, you hit it pretty good, but you didn't take it out.
I know I didn't take it out. I'm just trying to figure out if one more hell blast is gonna.
If you hit it again like that, you think you might be able to take it out, but you're not certain.
I look at him and you see that confident, shit-eating half smile she gets. I got it.
You say so, Athena.
I'm gonna say you took it out. As I just realized what time it is. It's 20 to 12. Let's say you took it out with that crit. You took out close to 2/3. No. Yeah, 2/3 of its health. Um, and technically, using the Astra Blade takes a point of Astrofade, does it not? I think so. So I think you would
Yeah.
have. You think you went over already when you activated it last time?
Actually, it would have still been up unless he dismissed it as soon as he was done
Technically,
with.
technically he dismissed it, but I think he was at his limit and he activated. So I think he's went over.
Mhm.
Is that right? Steve?
I'm looking it up right now.
I have the Astrofade chart, and if you're at 6 Astra,
Well,
you need to
so
roll.
if you were at your Astrofade, it does take you have to increase it by 1 when you activate your weapon. So were you at your limit?
No, I still had one available.
Oh, that's right. You had 4 out of.
Yeah,
So
I
now
was
you're at
at 4 and I had 5 for a max.
and it was your turn. You said you activated it, so now you are over. So as it's because it's your turn now, you activate it and you're charging it, and Athena says, "No, I got this." You just activated it, so give me a d6 roll.
4.
On the first chart here, a 4, Astra roots you to the floor with intense gravity. Reduce your movement speed by half until the start of your next turn. So you normally move 25. We'll say 12 and a half. Well, we'll say for calculations, it is 10. You can move 2 squares. So you were about to move and you got rooted in the ground, and Athena said, "No, I got this." Is Lucas saying anything that there's noises on the other side or no?
She's not saying anything, but she's looking around to see what's going on.
Okay, you know what? We'll,
Basically,
you guys
it's going
want
to
to
move
try?
up, and I'm going to shoot it.
Hold on. No, you took it out. We'll just say, do you want to just basically finish, or do you want to see if we could try a second?
I want to see how this finished.
So you want to try a second game?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. It's just getting a little late. We started a bit behind. So this one shot is turned into a 2 shot.
It's hard. It's hard to make a one shot.
Yeah, unless you start. We did a lot of stuff beforehand. So unless you start right away porting over to the other ship and stuff, but we'll that's fine. So join us next time, and thanks for watching, everyone. And stop the broadcast.